X marks the Ed is surprisingly not the treasure hunt episode. Eddy gets his it. Yeah, that's the premise. Eddy gets his first pimple and is embarrassed by it. This should be one of the worst episodes of the show, and it definitely starts out as such. After a very boring opening of them fishing, Ed points out Eddy's it and shows he has his own, something I definitely never needed to see. From there, we have Eddy trying to hide his ever-growing pimple from everyone, with Ed and Double D trying to remedy the situation the best that they can, and that's all I can do not to have a look of revulsion permanently plastered on my face. But the zit cream really hits the fan when Johnny breaks into Eddy's house and charges the other kids to view Eddy like an old-time sideshow freak, which, holy crap, is one of the worst things anyone has ever done on the show. And if you turn off the episode by this point, I don't blame you. But it's also here where it surprisingly gets good. After Double D admirably stands up for Eddy and throws everyone out, Rolf volunteers to help Eddy with his swelling, and we get an entertaining parody of a cooking show, where once again we're left in suspense wondering whether this is all eating, and when Eddy finally gets the remedy, we're left with one of the funniest endings in the entire show. Seriously, my siblings and I doubled over laughing when we first saw what happened and everyone's reaction. So this episode's kind of a reverse Momma's Little Ed, where it's a really bad episode that suddenly turns really good, and while despite some funny headlines, the first half is painful to sit through, it somehow feels worth it by the end. And it is weird to admit Rolf's stew looks delicious.